I mentioned Spain before, which has recorded nearly 2,000 new cases of coronavirus infections. They're topping 11,000. Police at the border have turned back vehicles trying to enter the country as part of strict new measures to control the virus. It comes as thousands of new cases were reported right across the European Union, which has closed its external borders. On Skype now from Madrid, Marta Herrero to take us through, well, I guess how life is changing there now and this, huge increase of numbers. Must be very worrying for people there.
Yes, Jamal, as you said, this has been a disruption in Spaniards' daily life. After all these restrictions, everyone's confined at home, really aware of the actual situation and really worried, of course. And schools were closed, people were sent home from their works, and many people are starting to work or study remotely. People are dealing as they can. They're avoiding going to the streets unless it's very, very necessary. The average is doing like a big shop, a weekly shop, but avoiding to go out to the streets, as I said. The only moment of the day that we can see someone else, as Madrid, where I live, is completely isolated, and most of the people here live in flats or apartments. The only thing we can see is from outside our windows or our balconies, and the only moment of the day, it's at 8:00 p.m. that we all gather outside our balconies or through the windows, and we cheer all the doctors and the nurses, thanking them from the good job they're doing. And this is quite emotional because you feel that at least you're isolated, but you're together when you see your neighbors outside the window, and thinking that we are all together in the same fight, and we need to avoid the coronavirus spreading together, because otherwise we won't stop it at all.
That's a lovely story to hear, actually. One other thing I wanted to ask you about is what it is like when you've got an entire country under lockdown and everyone's glued to their phones or their computer and they're getting all this information from social media all the time. Is the Spanish government managing to maybe not control that, but get ahead of it and make sure that official lines are out there in amongst everything else?
Yes, as you said, we are all glued to the media. People are demanding a lot of information because there's a lot of misinformation, all these fake news spreading, and people panicking. I mean, at the beginning, people really went through hard times because they started believing false news and fake news. But I think the government is doing a good official campaign, informing and reporting daily about all the figures of coronavirus people infected, or death toll, or even cases of people that have recovered. So every day at midday, we have the spokesperson from the health ministry coming out, giving a press conference. I think the government has been reporting. Every ministry, they're doing a very good job. But also the media. The media is also encouraging people to stick to the official sources, because it's the only way to get good information and to stay to do it properly.
Marta Herrero updating us with the situation in Spain. Thank you. And from Spain, we look to the situation in Italy, which was really the epicenter of things in Europe as coronavirus has gone on. And we've got Maddalena Bertoli with us, who is a resident in Milan, also head of communications for a fashion company, on Skype from Milan. I suspect, Maddalena, it's very similar in Italy to what we heard in Spain there. You're locked down, you are looking for any bits of official information in amongst all the noise. What's it been like for you?
Yes, I confirm that it's very likely the same, even if, of course, in Italy it started earlier. So we are getting, sadly, used to this isolation. And we try, of course, there are not so many fake news, I might say. We are lucky. Of course, there are a lot of fake news regarding safety, how to keep this virus away. But we are kind of getting used to this way of living, which is insane. We cannot go out. We can be fined. We live and we see the world, as Marta said, through our windows, and it's very hard to get necessary things, even if they are granted. But as you can imagine, the piling and the lines outside, and to keep the distances of security, it's not the easiest thing, especially when you have kids at home and it's complicated.
But is there an acceptance from people that this is what is necessary at the moment, that the government, whilst it is taking very harsh steps, is doing it for the right reasons and that it does have to happen?
Yes, it's not easy, as you can imagine, for some part of the population to let them understand the real gravity of the situation. It took time. It took time, and to be honest with you, what concerns us the most are old people, weak people, I mean, sick people from before, because they are more exposed. So it was hard. It was a difficult process to let them understand that it's not only about us, but about the people who can be contagious by us. So it wasn't really the easiest thing, and I cannot say that everybody got the message yet.
Maddalena Bertoli updating us from Milan. Thank you very much for your time. Do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.